Stampers, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to be making a scented Valentine's Day card. Yeah, that's right, scented, true story, with some of Stampin' Up's new scented emboss powder. And we'll also be using some adorning accents with the Big Shot. These are brand new and super cool. Let's get started. For this elegant teacup, we'll be using the brand new Tea Shoppe stamp set. This is in the Occasions mini catalog. And I'm going to be using our craft ink. This is actually an ink spot, which is a miniature ink pad. Our craft inks come in all colors in the ink spots. Our classic inks also come in ink spots too. The reason I chose the craft pad instead of the classic pad is because the craft is a pigment ink. It's thicker than our classic ink. Takes a little bit longer to dry on regular paper, which is exactly the effect I am looking for when I emboss. So this way I can do colored embossing over it. You'll notice I'm taking the little ink pad and just dabbing the color right onto the stamp, and then I'll stamp that right on a piece of very vanilla cardstock. Then I'm going to use our new scented emboss powder. Super cool. This is cherry flavored. We also have melon and vanilla, but cherry seemed right for Valentine's Day. Now don't laugh. The reason why this looks like this is because when it came in the box, my beagle, hound dog, must have smelt the flavor through the big Stampin' Up case that it was in, and he went digging for it. So if you have a beagle or a hound dog with a very sensitive nose who likes food products, keep that in mind when your embossing powder order comes in. The good news is, he clearly didn't like it, and it's non-toxic, so it didn't hurt him. I just poured that right over the image. Oh, but what you can't get from this video is the cherry flavoring. Oh, it's like candy. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's like a scratch and sniff, only you don't have to scratch it. I'm using the Powder Pal trays. The reason I love these is just pour the powder right back into the jar when you're done. Be using my handy dandy heat emboss tool, and then slowly move your image around. It looks awesome and it smells even better. Oh, I just want to eat it. Next, I'm going to take my paper snips and trim out around the edge of the teacup, and I'm leaving a little border here. These are the Adorning Accents Edgelit. That's fun to say, isn't it? Edgelit. It's actually a little blade, but it's not sharp. I'm running my finger over it and you can see I'm not bleeding, so you can tell it's not that sharp. So I'm going to take all 3 layers of this card and I'm going to cut them all together. Crumb cake, espresso, and very vanilla. I'm putting them between 2 cutting pads and on the very top of the multi-purpose cutting platform and running that through the Big Shot machine. And then when it comes off, we have 3 layers cut perfectly. Perfectly. Mwah! We love you, little edgelet. Okay, next flip that tab back so we're on tab 1. Now we're going to take the matching Adorning Accents, take our crumb cake, line it up, put it right inside, sandwich between 2 cutting pads, and crank it back through the Big Shot machine. And then, oh my gosh, is that super cool? Is that awesome? And then we'll just take a little snail to layer those panels together. And they should be lined up perfectly because we got them all together. For some more uber coolness, we have the brand new Doily Sizzlet. Oh my gosh, were you just dying for this? So I'm just gonna take some cardstock and lay it over the top of that, sandwich between 2 cutting pads, and run it through on tab 1. And that gives us our doily. And then I found it was easiest to just kind of do one of these. Careful not to bend it, just kind of very loosely give it a little gentle pull there. And if you do that in a couple different directions, these guys just pop right out. I took the little dado, which is temporary adhesive, and put it on either side of the doily, doesn't matter. I'm going to line that up in the top left-hand corner of this panel. I'm going to take a sponge dauber, stick my finger right in there, dip it in a white craft ink pad. And the dado will help keep this in place so it doesn't move around on you. And then I'm just going to dab this. I give it a little soft rub around the outside edges, and then you can just peel that mask off and you have the shadow of your doily right on the top of your panel. Some snail on the back of that panel attaches it to your cherry cobbler base. Some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of our teacup. Place that right inside of the doily for the perfect layer. Isn't that beautiful? Next, I took my petal cone die. I just wanted this little banner, and actually I really just needed half of it. So I cut that out in very vanilla. I'm using Happy Valentine's Day from my Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. I call this my Teeny Tiny Everything stamp set because every occasion is in this one. I'm using Cherry Cobbler Classic ink here, but if you had your craft pad open from the teacup, you could use that as well. Just stamp that right down on the banner. Take a bone folder to loosen up the fibers on that, just by running it like you were curling a ribbon. And then when you go to put it on your card, you realize, dang, I stamped it on the wrong side. So then you just flip it over, hold it down, restamp, Ah, come on, you know you've done it before. I'm just gonna stick the banner right to a mini glue dot and place it right about there. And then we'll put one more mini glue dot maybe under the end of the Y in happy. And we want it to bend up like a banner. And since our tail is a little floppy here, maybe one more under the H. And then just take your scissors and trim off any extra you have there. So I've got here both some regular pearl jewels and some large pearl jewels. And stick one of those large ones down the bottom, two if you're so inclined, and several of the smaller ones just in the teacup for an added touch. And it smells delicious. Stampin' Up, what will you come out with next? Thanks for joining me today.